Hi everybody, my name's Jenna and this is Kalia. We're from the California All-Star Las Vegas gym, and today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial on the California All-Star competition makeup. It's not very easy, and so a lot of parents have been asking for a tutorial, so here's one finally. So the first thing that we're going to do is use a primer on the whole eye. The primer will keep the eyeshadow on all day long. You guys know that you're at competitions for 8 hours long a day, and sometimes awards are at the end of the day, and it'll keep their eyes looking fresh. I'm just going to use one from MAC, but you can use any type of eye primer that there is. They sell them at Walgreens and CVS too. We're just going to use a little brush like this so that it can get all the product all over the eye, pat down. When I do it, I go all the way up to the eyebrow and just smear it all over the eyelid. Don't worry about going too far out, because at the end we're definitely going to drop a whole bunch of the blue around the face, so we can just go back through with a makeup wipe and clean everything up. So don't stress too much about having to make a straight line or anything. There we go. Next we're going to start with eyeshadow. If you want, you can purchase the makeup kits that they sell in the office right before competition season starts, or you can buy your own. They sell these palettes at Inglot, and you can pick any color that you want to go in it. We need all 4 of these colors, so when I went there, I just picked out a white, a turquoise, a dark blue, and a black color. And you know, it's easy. I can take it with me. It's small. It fits in my purse and everything. So that's an option if you want to do that. So right now we're going to take the white and we're going to apply it with a thicker type brush. It doesn't have to be pat on right now, so this thicker brush is perfect for the amount of eyeshadow that we need to apply right now. When I apply this white, I'm only going to go at the top of her brow line all the way to the tear duct, and then I'm going to go in halfway to her eye. The reason why I do this is because if I put the white all the way where I'm going to put the dark colors, it'll wash out all of the blues and make it a lot lighter, and you're going to spend more time doing the dark colors because you're going to be putting it over the white that you put over there. So you can just do it really quickly, really messy. We'll go back and fix it all up as we go. So when they're on stage, I started to notice that if you don't put a color underneath the blues and the dark color, the stage lights will reflect through the eyeshadow and it'll look a lot lighter than it really is. So what I decided to do was use a base underneath the blues. So if you go to Ulta or Sephora, they have these eyeliner pencils. They have them also at Walgreens, CVS, grocery store, and I use a turquoise color for the base of all of the dark eyeshadow. So what I do with this is I start from the end corner and I just start drawing in, and I go up around like where the makeup is going to be applied. And this sets a really, really good base for the dark eyeshadow that you're going to put, and it makes it so that the stage lights don't go through the makeup. And it also makes it so it stays a lot longer. So you're just going to go like a V from the corner of the eye, and you're going to go into the center, just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be putting eyeshadow over it. So now we're going to be applying this turquoise color over the base that we just put, the blue base that we just put down. And we're going to do this with a brush, a tapered brush that is for blending. The better the blending brush you have, the better the makeup is going to come out, because if you buy a really cheap blending brush, it's a little bit harder for it to blend it. If you bought one from MAC, or if you went to Sephora and bought their brand, it'll make the blending so much easier because the way that the brush is tapered. So just get a lot of product on there and just go over all of the blue. You're going to want to go down in the crease of the eye towards the tear duct with it. And then at this top harsh line right here, we're going to want to blend that out. So you're going to just get the product and just use circular motions to start to blend it out. And like I said, don't worry about making a mess over here because we can go through and clean it when we get done. Next, we're going to take the same brush that we used with the white, and we're gonna blend the top of it underneath the brow bone again. If you overlap this blue a little bit, that's what's going to blend it in. And then I take some more of the blue and just apply a little bit more. So then I'm going to take this same brush and I'm going to go with the dark blue. You don't have to wipe off any of the product or anything from this brush because it's just going to be blending in with the blue anyways. So we'll just take the same brush in the dark blue. What we're going to do with this is start in the corner of her eye and just go inwards one way, and then go in the other way. Just make kind of like a V on the side. And then in circular motions, just blend it around. I'm also going to go in a little bit, very, very lightly on the crease of the eye as well, just to blend all the colors together. Next, I'm going to take the black. I'm going to use, let me put this down. I'm going to use a smaller brush like this so that I can get more product on it. A smaller, littler brush is better because we're just going to be putting the black in the corner part of the eye. And so if you use a big brush, it's going to go everywhere. So the smaller, tighter, shorter bristle brush is the easiest way to apply this corner out part. And just like the other color, I'm going to apply this just like a V. I'm going to do the eyelash line just like that. And then we're going to do another little tiny V, or another little line to connect the V right here. And then kind of just fill in the middle. So it's kind of like a little tiny triangle right here on the side of her eye. And then you're going to take this same brush that you have been blending with. You don't have to wipe the product off again. And you're just going to blend this in slowly with everything. So what I do is I just start in the middle and kind of swipe it all out and around. Just around like the triangle. Just take it and swipe it out. You see how nicely that blends it. If you need a little bit more product, you can add some more with the little brush and make that little triangle again and start pushing it outward to blend it. I'm just going to add a little bit more. You don't want to apply too much black, because if you do, it's going to cover all of the blue that you just did. And we obviously need blue because we're the California All-Stars. Okay. So now you see how we have all of this mess all around. What I do is I just buy the Neutrogena makeup wipes, and then I just go around and clean up everything with it. They remove everything very quickly. So you see how quickly it just takes everything off, all this extra product that's all around her face. And then we go to the corner of the eye. Sorry, baby. Look up. Okay, now you can look straight again. And then you can also shape around this. Some people like to do the straight cat eye. I kind of like to curve it a little bit, especially with Kalia's age. She's a younger girl and she doesn't need the super cat eye look. But some of the older girls, you know, they like to have the cat eye. So, I mean, if you wanted to have the cat eye, you could fold this in half and just take it and lay it on the eye where you wanted it and just push down and wipe, and it will make a straight line for you. Or you could put it like this and wipe it this way and you know, just wipe around the excess. But I like to make Kalia's a little bit rounded on the corners. Okay. So after that, we're going to do the eyeliner on the tear duct. I just use, you know, regular pencil black eyeliner, and you just pull the eye down and have them look up. With the littler ones, they need a break in between, so just let them know that if they need a break, they can just tell you that they need a break, because their eye will start watering and you'll spend forever doing the eyeliner. So just tell me when you need a break. So now we're going to go back with the blue pencil, and we're going to do the middle under part of her eye. We're going to kind of do like white, blue, turquoise blue, and then the darker color on the outside. So we're just going to use this pencil on the middle part. Now I'm going to finish the underneath of her eye. I'm going to go through it with a smaller type brush like this. You could use an angled tiny brush like this, but you want to get something that's really tiny so that you can just do the straight lines. With this, we're just going to go white, blue, and then the black color. So we're going to start with the white and start in the corner. You can do it in the tear duct. And then grab some of the turquoise color. And then we're going to go to the black. Look up. With this black, you can just connect it to the top of the eye makeup. And then I'm going to go through and wipe off any makeup that has dropped. Now we're going to go through with a liquid eyeliner on the top portion of her eye. The liquid eyeliner is easier than a pencil eyeliner to do the top of the eye because the skin sometimes snags when you're trying to draw it and the line doesn't come out straight. I use Urban Decay on this one as well, the 24/7 waterproof liquid, because it stays all day, and also the brush is very, very thin, so you don't end up having a super thick line at the top of the eye. This is the tiny, tiny brush that it comes with. Close your eye. So what I do is I just start in the middle and I work my way out. And then just go right on the eyelash line. And then next is going to be the eyelashes. I don't usually use eyelashes for Kalia because she's younger and she has really long eyelashes, so when I put mascara on them, they look good. But the older girls, I would say, should all wear eyelashes, and that it's probably mandatory for all of them to wear eyelashes because it really brings out your eyes. When you're looking for eyelashes, I wouldn't pick ones that are very long. The ones that are long tend to have a shadow underneath the eye when the lights are shining down on top of you. I pick the short, thick ones. These ones are from Kiss and they're 10. If you're older, you probably want ones a little bit longer than this, but she has tiny eyes. But yeah, try to do the shorter, thicker ones because that's what the whole idea is about. You want it to be the thickness instead of the longness when you're on stage. When applying the eyelashes, I use Duo glue. You can get this at any grocery store, any beauty store, anywhere. And I like to use the clear white one because when it dries you can't see where the glue is at. If you use the black one, it'll make a black glue line. And then I also use tweezers with everything too to apply them. And honestly, I just put the glue on my hand and apply it like that. When taking off the eyelashes, you want to use tweezers because sometimes when you use your fingers to pull it up, it'll pull some of the eyelashes off of the strip, so you don't want that to happen. And then I'm just going to take the end of the tweezers and apply this glue on the line. Now, before you want to stick them on the eye, you want to let the glue dry a little bit because if you stick them on the eye when the glue is still wet, the eyelash is going to come straight off. If it is dried a little bit, it's more tacky, and when you stick it down, it'll stay. So I just blow on it to dry it a little bit quicker so you're not standing there for 3 minutes waiting for the glue to dry. When you're blowing on it, you can start to see the glue changing a little bit color, so you can start to see that it's drying. It'll just start to turn like a, I guess, a translucent color. So when applying the eyelashes, I start in the outer corner of the eye and then work my way in. Make sure you push them down on the lash line. For the tear duct part, I'll just take my tweezers and push it right in there. And then take your finger on the end of the eyelash to push it down to make sure that it's stuck to the eye. To help it dry a little bit, you can blow. And then what I do is I take this extra glue that's on my hand and I use the same part that I did to put the glue on the eyelash, and I just go over the line of the eyelash. This will ensure that your child does not have an eyelash falling off in the middle of competition. And this will keep it on all day long. You okay? Mm-hmm. Open your eye. Okay. If your child's eye is watering a little bit, because they're not used to it, you can take a Q-tip and put it in the corner of the eye so that it soaks up a lot of the tears, so that it doesn't ruin your eyelashes and make them come up. There you go. If you have to do that, you just go back with the white over in the corner. Now as the glue is drying, I put another layer of the liquid eyeliner over the eyelash line and the glue that I just put down, just to make the eyeliner pop a little bit more, and also to cover up a little bit of the stickiness from the glue that's on the eyelash. It'll make it so that the glue is not going to make the top of the eye stick down onto the eyelash. Close your eyes, please. So, if you're doing the eyeliner and your child starts blinking like Kalia, and you mess up a little bit, you could always make the line thicker, or you can go back through with a Q-tip to wipe it off. I'm going to go over and make this line a little bit thicker now. They're just going to stick straight out and it's not going to look right. So you want to curl them like you would curl your regular eyelashes, and put mascara on them and everything like that. So when I curl her eyelash, I just have her look up. And you're going to go through with mascara and put it on just like you would put on regular mascara. Just look straight. Is that a snort? Look straight. Look up. We're going to do the bottom eyelashes as well. Don't forget those. Those are also very important because they bring out the bottom lash line. It makes a huge difference if you have mascara on your bottom eyelashes and if you don't, especially when you're on stage. Look straight, please. Okay, let me see. So now that we have the eye portion done, I'm going to go through on the face portion. Now we're going to start with the face makeup. I Even though they're on stage, I'm not a big fan of using liquid face makeup because it starts to get very dewy during the day. Every time that I do Kalia's competition makeup, I use Bare Minerals. I actually use Bare Minerals on myself every day as well. And it's not as harsh on their skin, and it's not too cakey or anything. But I just pour it into the lid, go around with the brush, and slowly apply it. A lot of people think that because it's a powder, it doesn't give very good coverage, but it actually gives the same amount of coverage as any foundation would. If you have any blemishes or anything that you want to cover before you go through with the Bare Minerals, if you decide to use it, just go through on the spots with face concealer and dab it on with a little brush on like the little spots on your face, and then go around with this. Kalia is too young to have anything like that, so we're going to skip that part on her. Get underneath the neck so that it all blends in. Did that tickle?
Yeah.
Make it go up to the ears so it blends all the way through. Now what I do is I go through and I use an under eye concealer underneath the eyes. It'll make their eyes really pop if it's a little bit brighter underneath here. I use a shade that's a little bit lighter than her skin color. The one that I use is the MAC Prep and Prime, and I use the Radiant Rose one on Kalia. But you just go through and it comes in a little brush and you just twist it and the product comes up. I go down the side of her nose and go all the way like this with the brush. Look up, Kalia. Go right underneath the eyeliner and then go all the way around the eyeshadow, the side of the eyeshadow that we did. You don't have to keep using a lot of product, just use what you have it when you twist it and smear it around, because it's going to have to be blended in anyways. Then I'm going to take a bigger brush like this, or you could even use, a bigger brush like this to blend everything in. You just go through and just like when you were blending with the eyeshadow, circular motions, just blend it all out. Blend it down into the cheeks, up to the nose. Look up. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Go around like before. circular motions. Circular motions are what's going to blend it the best. Look up. And then I'm going to go back with the face powder that I used on her face. And I'm just going to go back over her nose just so that it blends the lines that I just made with that into her face. I'm going to do the under part and then around the temple. And you could tell it brings out her eyes and it's a lot brighter now. When you do bronzer on their face, you're going to want to do the cheekbones, around the hairline, and then around the sides of the nose. When I do it, I use a brush like this. It's a smaller type blush brush, but it's a bronzer brush so that it could get, the smaller areas around the face. You can use any kind of bronzer. I use Bare Mineral bronzer as well, and it's the loose powder one as well. So when I go through and do the cheekbone, you're going to have your child suck in their face like this so that you can see it. This is where the cheekbone is right here. You can see that's where it increases in the face. So what I do is I actually squeeze the brush so that it becomes flat. And I go through and just draw on that line from the bottom of her, like where there would be a dimple, to the top of her ear. And just draw that harsh line right there. And then I just go through, you can stop now. You go through and, blend it out a little bit with the regular brush without it being squeezed, so that it's not the super harsh line, but it's still there. So we're going to do the other side. Now we're going to do the hairline. You just go around from temple to temple and just do their hairline. And then I'm going to squeeze the brush again to do the little sides of her nose. And then use the brush and blend it down. I like to do the tip of the nose as well. Mm-hmm. That tickle. Mm-hmm. Okay. So next we're going to do blush. We're going to use a regular size blush brush with it. And depending on their skin tone is depending on what color you're going to use. With Kalia, I use more of a pinkish color. Darker people would use like a deeper red, reddish pink color. If you have very fair skin, I would do a little bit lighter tone than this one. But you can get any color blush that you think looks best on your skin. So when we're applying the blush, we're going to do it on the apples of the cheeks. So if you don't know what the apples of the cheeks are on your daughter, you're just going to have her smile, and then this area right here would be the apple. So I just dab it on very lightly, because if you start rubbing like this, you're going to have a very harsh line, and it's going to rub over here on this side of the face, and that you don't want that to happen. So I just take it and dab, and then once you have the little circle right here, then you can swipe it up to the ear bone. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Cool. Now, if the blush looks too deep or too red or something on the face, what I do is I go back with the brush that I use for her face makeup, because it's a bigger one. I just go through and blend it out like this. It makes it a little bit lighter. Honestly though, when you're doing their makeup, they still have a couple hours of full outs that they have to do, so if they go there with red cheeks, it'll be lighter by the time they go on stage. So if you don't blend it out, don't worry about it, because them practicing will blend it out. I like to use the pencils. You can use eyeshadow if you would like, but I would definitely consider doing the eyebrow if you don't usually do eyebrows, because it makes your face look a lot better when you're on stage than if you don't have anything on your eyebrow, especially with the blue eyeshadow and red lipstick. You know, just lightly fill in the eyebrow. And then you can go through with a little brush and even it out and lighten it up so that it's not too dark. You don't want to make their eyebrows too dark, because then they're going to look like clowns. You just definitely want to make it look like the eyebrow's there. And I like to use gel over it as well. This is just a clear eyebrow gel, just to keep the eyebrows in place. Just go over it like that. Last but not least, we're going to do the lips. We definitely want to use more of a redder color on the lips. In the past, we've used a deep red or maroonish color, and kind of found that it doesn't look exactly right when they're on stage. If you use a bright red, it looks a little bit better on them. So the one I use a lip stain, and the one that I use is the Outlast CoverGirl 24-hour one. This one will stay on their lips for 2 days if you don't wipe it off. So it's really good. The color that I use in this is Red Hot. And this one will stay the whole competition. And always use a eyeliner with it. I mean a lip liner with it as well. So we're just going to go through first and line the lips. Sorry, I don't mean to be in everybody's way. Make your lips a little tighter. Oh, not that tight. Here, open them, make them tight. Thank you. By using lip liner, it'll make it so that the lip color, that the lip stain, the lipstick, the lip anything doesn't smear and start to tear out, because especially with reds, it will start to smear on your face, and you'll have red all the way down here and you don't even know how it got there. It's just because red loves to run. Okay. And this is just going to be applied. This. Always make sure that you're applying the lip stain on dry lips. if your lips are not dry, the lip stain is not going to stay on there. If you have wet lips, you can put face powder over your lips to dry them out before you apply the lip stain. But definitely always make sure, even or with lipstick or anything that you're putting on your lips, if your lips are dry, it's going to stay for longer. If they're wet, it's going to come off really easily. So you just go through and, you might want to apply a couple coats just to make sure it's nice and red. Let me see. If you made any type of mistakes on it, you can just go through with a Q-tip, wipe it down. Okay, so this is the finished result of the California All-Star Competition makeup. You have the red lips, you have the blue and black and dark blue eyeshadow, you have the pretty cheeks and everything, and she's ready to go on stage. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that this helped you guys. And if you guys need any help, you can always contact me, Tanaz, Rana. They both have my phone number, they both have my email. You guys can contact me and I'll give you any type of advice that you need if you have any questions. But thank you for watching. Say bye.
Bye.